Crystal chandeliers exploded light across the ballroom like shattered diamonds. Laughter ricocheted off marble. Champagne flutes clinked in endless toasts to innovation and inclusion. But in the corner, Lily Chen stood alone. 10 years old, midnight blue dress hanging loose on her thin frame, hands twisting in tight, rhythmic circles, self-soothing loops no one acknowledged. Her Triceratops toy peeked from her pocket like a secret weapon. Guests swirled past her, skirted her, whispered, "Poor thing, such a shame for Adrian." Eyes slid away fast, as if eye contact might contaminate their perfect evening. Russell Kane pushed his cleaning cart through the service door. Mop handle slick with sweat, 3 years of calluses on palms that once held therapy notes. He spotted her instantly. The same hand-flapping Caleb used when sounds became knives. The same frozen posture when the world screamed too loud. Russell's chest tightened. He should keep moving, invisible, safe, but Lily's breathing hitched, shallow, fast. No one stopped. He angled the cart closer, crouched 5 feet away, non-threatening distance. Voice low, steady. "The lights hurt, don't they? Too many flashes. Music's got too many layers crashing together." Lily's eyes snapped to his, direct, intense, no filter. Russell continued. "I know a trick. Pick one thing," the low hum of the cello. "Let everything else blur out." Her hands slowed. She pulled the Triceratops free, held it up like evidence. Russell nodded. Triceratops, solid defense, horns forward, plates protecting the neck, smart. A ghost of a smile flickered. Then the voice sliced through. "Step away from my daughter." Adrian Chen materialized, black gown sharp as obsidian, gray eyes ice gold. She planted herself between them like a wall, hands clenched, no touch for Lily. Russell stood slowly, raised palms. She was overwhelmed. I didn't ask for your help." Adrian's tone could freeze mercury. "This is a private event." Victor Hale appeared next, silver hair, practiced smile, the ex who still lingered in boardroom shadows. "Security," Adrian waved him off. "Not necessary, just a misunderstanding." The word landed heavy. Misunderstanding. Code for janitor overstepped. Know your place. Russell met Lily's gaze over her mother's shoulder. She clutched the toy tighter. Lips moved, tiny. "Thank you." The ballroom hushed for a split second. Adrian heard it. Something fractured behind her eyes, shock, shame, a flash of something raw. Russell nodded once, grabbed his cart. Pushed into the service corridor before anyone could summon guards. Heart hammering. Old anger rising like bile. 3 years he'd hidden. Scrubbed floors to stay close to Caleb. Avoided anything that smelled like his old life. But tonight the system that failed his own family was failing another child in real time. And the CEO, the woman who preached inclusive innovation on every earnings call, was the one enforcing the silence. Russell leaned against the wall. Pulled out his phone, thumb hovered over the camera app. He could walk away, or he could record the next time it happened, because this wasn't over, not by a long shot. You'll be screaming when you hear what Adrian does next to fix the optics. But the next morning, a leaked audio clip from the service corridor hit the company's Slack, Russell's quiet voice saying, "She's not a problem, she's a person." And the board's furious response, it was about to blow up everything. The Slack notification pinged like a gunshot in the quiet office. Adrian Chen's phone buzzed on her desk. 7:45 a.m. Board channel exploding. "Have you seen this?" Audio from last night. "The janitor and your daughter." Her stomach dropped. She clicked the link. Grainy recording. Russell's voice calm but edged. "She's not a problem, she's a person." Then her own sharp retort. "Step away from my daughter." The clip cut there. No context, just her sounding like a monster. Comments flooded in. "Optics disaster. We need damage control. This could tank investor confidence." Adrian's hands shook. She slammed her laptop shut. The boardroom air smelled of stale coffee and recycled ambition. How did this leak? Service corridor. No cameras. Someone must have recorded on their phone. A waiter, another staffer. She paced. Gray suit tailored sharp. Heels clicking like accusations. Lily was at school now. Safe. But last night replayed. The girls thank you. That crack in Adrian's armor. She'd built Whitmore Tech from a garage startup to Fortune 500. AI algorithms that empowered everyone. Billboards screamed inclusion, but her own daughter, shoved to the margins, for optics, guilt twisted like a knife. Victor's voice echoed from divorce court. "She's a liability, Adrian. Fix her or lose the empire." No, she wouldn't let this spiral. Russell Kane wiped sweat from his brow. Queen's apartment, subway rumble shaking the walls. Caleb arranged toy dinosaurs on the table. Precise lines, Triassic first. "Dad, why angry?" Caleb asked, not looking up. Russell forced a smile. "Not angry, bud, just thinking." But he was furious. That audio, he hadn't leaked it. Must have been overheard. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. Mr. Kane. "Elena Voss, Whitmore board. We need to talk." Talk, code for silence or firing. He ignored it. Poured cereal. Milk splashed cold. 3 years ago, Teresa's crash. Rushing home for Caleb's meltdown. Semi-truck, gone. He'd quit therapy, taken janitor gigs, present for Caleb, no more failing families. But Lily, last night sparked something, righteous fire. If they came for him, he'd fight back. Adrian stormed into the executive lounge. Victor lounged there uninvited, espresso in hand, smirk playing. Quite the viral potential, he said. Audio's already bouncing around internal channels. Imagine if it hits LinkedIn. She glared. You did this, me, no. But it's gold, proves my point from custody. You're too busy playing CEO to parent. Nuance hid his cruelty. Victor wasn't evil, just self-serving. New wife, new kids, no complications. He loved Lily once. Before the diagnosis, before she didn't fit his polished life. Get out, Adrian snapped. He leaned in. Fix this or I'll use it in court. Push for full custody. Her blood boiled. How dare he, after abandoning therapy sessions. After calling Lily damaged goods. But doubt crept. Was he right? Had she prioritized board approvals over bedtime stories? The door burst open. Elena Voss, board chair, pristine blazer, face like thunder. Adrian, this audio, it's a PR nightmare. Investors are calling. Inclusive company, my ass. Elena wasn't cartoonish. Ambitious widow. Built her fortune on optics. Believed in the mission but profit first. We spin it, Adrian said. Say it was a misunderstanding. The janitor overstepped. Russell's phone rang again. This time he answered. Kane, Mr. Kane, Elena Voss, come to the office now. He hesitated. Caleb watched, hands still. Fine, subway ride blurred. Crowds pressed, smells of sweat and pretzels. He arrived at Whitmore Tower. Glass facade gleaming false promise. Escorted to a conference room. Adrian there, Victor too, Elena presiding. Sit, Elena said. Russell stayed standing. What's this about? The audio, Adrian cut in, voice tight. You leaked it. No, truth rang clear. Victor scoffed. Convenient, you're the disgruntled employee, former shrink-playing janitor. Bitter, Russell's jaw clenched. Bitter. At a system that ignores kids like Lily. Yeah, Adrian flinched. Don't bring her into this. She's already in it, Russell shot back. You paraded her at that gala like a prop, then shut me down for helping. Outrage built. Short breaths, fists tight. Elena intervened. We can make this go away. Sign an NDA, bonus severance. Walk. Russell laughed bitter. Bribe me silent. While you keep pretending inclusion, you'll be raging when you see how Adrian reacts, torn between empire and empathy. Victor leaned forward. Or we sue, defamation, trespass. Adrian's eyes met Russell's, flash of recognition. Old colleague, buried memory stirred. Years ago, university clinic. She'd spotted Caleb's signs at a conference, referred anonymously. Never followed up, climbed ladders instead. Guilt surged. Wait, she said, but Russell exploded. You elites crush anyone different. Lily's not optics, she's human. He pulled his phone, started recording. For protection, Elena's face paled. Turn that off, too late, tension snapped. Adrian stood, everyone out except him. Victor protested. Adrian out, door slammed, just them. She faced Russell, voice low. You don't know me? I know enough. Hiding your daughter, prioritizing image. Tears pricked. It's not that simple, the board. Victor, I fight every day. Nuance, her ambition born from proving worth after a controlling marriage. But flaws glaring, neglect wrapped in excuses. Then fight for her, Russell urged, fury softening to plea. She hesitated. Phone buzzed, more Slack pings, audio spreading. Outside, Elena texted furiously, damage control memos. Russell's recording captured it all. If it leaked, inferno. What do you think? Should Russell release it? Like if yes, share if this hits home. Subscribe to Millionaire CEO Stories for more exposés on hidden corporate horrors. Adrian whispered, help me, quietly. But trust fractured. The door creaked. Lily's school aide on line 1 meltdown alert. Crisis escalating. As the audio hit external forums that afternoon, an anonymous teepster, Victor's doing, pushed it viral, and Adrian's carefully built world started crumbling with one brutal hashtag. Number CEO mom fail. But Russell's next move, it would ignite the real firestorm. Number CEO mom fail trended like a blaze through dry timber. By noon, Twitter, sorry, X, lit up. Screenshots of the audio clip everywhere. Comments scorching, rich mom shames helper for caring, disgusting. Whitmore Tech preaches inclusion but hides autistic kid, hypocrites. Adrian Chen stared at her screen in the corner office, glass walls closing in. Heart pounding like a trapped animal, notifications flooded, stock ticker dipped 2%, investors emailing panic. She'd fought for this empire, late nights coding algorithms that democratized finance. But now, her daughter weaponized against her. Flashback hit hard, divorce hearing. Victor's lawyer sneering, Miss Chen's too ambitious for motherhood. She'd won custody. Barely, proved she could juggle, but juggling meant Lily in corners. Quiet, invisible. Guilt clawed that anonymous referral years ago for Russell's son. She'd seen the signs at a psych conference, helped quietly, then buried it, chose ladders over lives. Now karma bit back. Russell Kane scrolled the feeds on his phone. Subway home, strangers glancing, whispering. Did they recognize him? Caleb at school, safe for now, but fury boiled. This wasn't his plan. The audio leak, not him. Probably Victor stirring pots. His recording from the meeting sat heavy in his pocket. Adrian's whisper, help me, quietly. Trust her. The woman who'd built a fortune on empowerment while sidelining her own child? No. But Nuance nagged, her eyes in that room haunted. Torn, not evil, just trapped in the machine she fed. Phone rang. Mrs. Ramirez sitter. Mr. Kane's school called. Caleb's upset. Saw something online about you. Rage surged. Collateral damage. His boy pulled into this mess. He texted Adrian, meet, now, or I release more. You'll be fuming when Victor twists the knife deeper. Imagine your ex using your kid as leverage. Adrian met him in a dingy midtown diner. Fluorescent buzz, grease smell thick, far from her tower. She slid into the booth. No suit, jeans, hoodie. Incognito fail, eyes darted. Why here? She hissed. Neutral ground, Russell said. Coffee steam rising bitter. Away from your spies. The hashtag's killing us, she admitted, voice cracked. Board wants your head. Victor's pushing custody revisit. Human layer, Victor wasn't pure villain. Post-divorce, he'd tried therapy once. Balked when Lily didn't improve. Chose easy path, new family, no meltdowns. Self-preservation masked as practicality. Russell leaned in. Good, let it burn. Your inclusive company. Lip service. Lily deserves better. She flinched. You think I don't know? I was a clinician too. Saw kids like her thrive. Then Victor, the board, I compromised. Flashback for her, university days. Spotting young Caleb at that event. His patterns. Referred via email. Anonymous. Felt good, then ambition called. Why help my son back then? Russell asked sudden. Memory sparked. Her eyes widened. You remember? Pieced it. Why ghost after? Climbing, proving I wasn't just a therapist. Flaw exposed. Insecurity driving neglect. Relatable ache, but outrage flipped. So you abandon real help for fake optics. Lily pays the price. Door chimed. Elena Voss stormed in. How'd she track? Adrian, what the hell? Meeting the janitor, Elena's voice sharp. Pragmatism cracking to panic. Stock alerts beeping on her phone. Victor trailed, smirk gone, face red. I told you he'd drag you down. Confrontation erupted. Diner patrons stared, phones out. Recording, Russell stood. This your cleanup crew? Elena jabbed a finger. Sign the NDA or we sue, ruin you. Victor's nuance slipped. Lily's better with me. Stable home, no drama. Adrian snapped. Stable. You bylaid when she needed you. Fury escalated. Short shouts, chairs scraping. Russell pulled his phone, hit play. His recording blared, Adrian's plea, Elena's bribe offer. Diner hushed. A customer whispered, is that the CEO from the hashtag? Video starting. Viral bait live. Elena lunged for the phone, missed. Delete that, too late. A teen at the counter hit upload. This is gold. Number CEO mom fail part 2. Adrian's face paled. Russell, stop this. But he didn't. No, presence over perfection, start now, for Lily. Sirens distant. Chaos building. Psych hook. If you were Lily watching adults fight over your flaws, how would you cope? Would you hide or defy? Relate in comments what's your story. Victor grabbed Adrian's arm. Come on, before it worsens. She yanked free. No. I'm done hiding, but doubt flickered. Empire crumbling. Motherhood exposed. Russell's phone buzzed. School again. Lily's meltdown. Triggered by the online storm, he bolted. This isn't over. Outside, rain-slicked streets. Hashtag views hit millions. Shares exploding. Elena texted threats. Victor plotted. Adrian alone in the booth. Tears hot. One decision away from total war. The viral clip from the diner spread faster than the audio. Outrage peaks incoming. That evening, as number corporate hypocrisy joined the frenzy, Victor made a desperate play, filing emergency custody papers with forged evidence of Adrian's neglect. But Lily's small defiance in court papers would shatter expectations and fuel the next explosion. Emergency custody filing dropped like a grenade at 4:17 p.m. Victor Hale's signature glared from the PDF. Evidence of neglect, public endangerment via viral scandal, emotional instability, prioritization of corporate image over child welfare. Attached. Screenshots of the diner confrontation, doctored timestamps, cropped audio implying Adrian screamed at Lily, fake, blatant, ruthless. Adrian's lawyer called mid-meeting, voice shaking. They're pushing for emergency hearing tomorrow. Victor claims Lily's unsafe with you. She stood frozen in her office. Rain hammered the windows. City lights smeared like tears. How far would he go? Victor, the man who once read Lily bedtime stories about brave knights. The man who stopped when the stories got complicated. Nuance burned. He believed his new life needed protection. No chaos, no special needs. Selfish love dressed as concern. Adrian's phone lit up. School. Lily refused to leave the quiet room. Meltdown brewing, triggered by classmates whispering about the hashtag. She grabbed her coat. Empire could wait. Russell Kane arrived at the school first. Mrs. Ramirez had texted. Caleb mentioned Lily. Said she looked scared online. He pushed through the front doors. Hallway smelled of wet sneakers and cafeteria pizza. Lily sat cross-legged in the resource room. Triceratops clutched tight, eyes red, breathing ragged. The aide hovered helpless. She won't talk, just keeps drawing. Russell crouched far enough away. Hey, it's me, from the Gala. Lily looked up. Recognition cut through fog. She pushed a paper forward, a drawing, sharp lines. A tall tower Whitmore building cracking at the base. Tiny figure at the top falling. Another small figure below, arms out. No words, just the image. Russell's throat closed. That's you catching her. Lily nodded once, defiant, small. Something cracked in him. This child, perceptive, pattern-obsessed, dismissed, saw the fracture clearer than any adult. He didn't touch her, just stayed. Present. Adrian burst in minutes later. Hair damp. Makeup streaked, saw Russell. Froze, then saw the drawing, her knees buckled. She sank beside Lily, slow, careful. Sweetheart. Lily didn't flinch. Just held the Triceratops tighter. Adrian reached, hesitated, then gently placed her hand palm up on the floor between them. No grab, invitation. Lily studied it, long seconds, then set the toy in Adrian's palm, small gesture, seismic. Russell watched, rage still simmered, but something else flickered. Hope, no, recognition. This was the start of real presence. Messy, late, but real. Outside the room, Victor waited in the hallway, arms crossed, expensive coat dripping. He'd followed. Of course, Adrian stepped out, face stone. You forged documents. Victor shrugged. Exaggerated for emphasis. Lily needs stability. You photoshopped my voice, made it sound like I yelled at her. Creative editing. Lawyers do it daily. Russell appeared behind her, phone in hand, recording again. Keep talking. Victor's eyes narrowed. You again, the janitor savior complex. Call it what you want, Russell said. But this ends now. Tension snapped electric. Hallway empty except them. Fluorescent hum the only witness. Victor stepped closer, voice low. You think you're helping? You're ruining her, dragging her through public shame. Adrian cut in. No. You're the one who filed fake papers. You're the one who abandoned therapy when it got hard. Victor's mask slipped. Hurt flashed, real, buried. I tried, she didn't get better. I couldn't watch her struggle every day. Human crack, fear of failure. Of a child who didn't mirror his success, but rage overpowered empathy. So you erased her, Adrian whispered. Lily's voice small, clear from the doorway. I'm not broken. All three turned. Lily stood, Triceratops in one hand. Drawing in the other, I'm different, not wrong. She walked past Victor, stopped in front of Adrian, held out the paper. Adrian took it. Tears fell free. Victor reached. Lily, she stepped back. No, one word, devastating. Russell's phone captured it, crystal clear. A teacher rounded the corner, saw the scene, pulled out her own phone, started filming. Quietly, viral fuel multiplying. Psychological gut punch. Imagine being 10, watching your parents weaponize your existence. What would that defiance cost you? Would you speak up or shrink forever? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about the kids society tries to hide. Adrian knelt. I'm sorry for the corners, for the silence. Lily nodded, tiny, then looked at Russell. He listened. Adrian's gaze met his. Gratitude, guilt, something warmer. Victor turned, walked away, shoulders tight, not defeated, just recalculating. Outside, rain eased to mist, but the teacher's video, already uploading. Caption, Autistic girl stands up to dad in school hallway. Number CEO mom fail just got real. Views climbing before they left the building. Adrian whispered to Russell, we need a plan before the hearing tomorrow. He nodded. We expose it all, no more hiding. But in his pocket, the full recording waited, and Victor's lawyer was already drafting countersuits. Like and share if this kind of parental betrayal boils your blood. Subscribe to Millionaire CEO Stories. We're exposing the elite one ugly truth at a time. Comment, whose side are you on now? The hearing loomed. Forged papers. Viral videos, a child's quiet stand, everything on the edge. By midnight, the teacher's hallway clip had 4.2 million views and climbing. Then Victor leaked a private email from Adrian's old account, one that appeared to dismiss Lily's early diagnosis as overblown, twisting public perception again, and setting up the courtroom showdown that would either destroy her or force her to finally choose. The courtroom smelled of old wood polish and fresh desperation. 9:47 am emergency hearing. Judge Harlan's gavel already hovering like judgment itself. Victor Hale sat ramrod straight in his charcoal suit. Fresh shave, calm eyes, the picture of concerned fatherhood. Adrian Chen entered last. No power heels today, low flats, simple navy dress, hair pulled back tight, face pale but composed. Lily wasn't allowed in the gallery, too young. Too triggering, she waited in a side room with a court-appointed advocate and crayons. Russell Kane sat in the back row, not invited, not family. Just a witness Adrian had subpoenaed at 2 a.m. after the forged papers revelation exploded online. The judge scanned the filings. Mr. Hale, you allege Miss Chen's recent public conduct has endangered the minor child. Explain. Victor rose smoothly. Your Honor, the viral videos show my ex-wife allowing strangers, specifically a former mental health professional turned janitor, to insert himself into Lily's life without oversight. She prioritizes corporate reputation over stability. I've attached. Objection. Adrian's lawyer cut in. The filings contain manipulated evidence. We have forensic reports proving timestamps were altered and audio spliced. Victor didn't flinch. Even without those, the optics speak for themselves. A CEO who can't manage her own household can't manage a vulnerable child. Gasps rippled through the sparse gallery, phones already recording under benches. Adrian's hands clenched in her lap. She'd spent the night reviewing old emails. One surfaced, her own words from 8 years ago, dismissing an early pediatrician's autism concern as overblown developmental phase. Victor had leaked it overnight. Caption screenshot, CEO mom knew and ignored. The hashtag evolved overnight. Number CEO mom fail became number ignored her daughter. Millions of views. Brands pulling ads from Whitmore Tech. Stock down another 4%. Russell watched Adrian's shoulders tense. He knew that posture, guilt armored in resolve. The judge allowed the email into evidence. Miss Chen, Adrian stood, voice steady but thin. I was wrong then, young, ambitious, scared of labels. I thought time would smooth it out. I was mistaken. I've spent years trying to make up for it. Therapists, programs, the best resources money can buy. But I failed at the simplest part, being there, not fixing. Just being. Her eyes flicked to the side door where Lily waited. I'm learning now, late, painfully, but I won't hide her anymore. Victor's lawyer pounced. Learning after the world forced your hand. Convenient, then the bailiff handed the judge a tablet. Your Honor, urgent motion from defense, video evidence. The courtroom screen flickered on. Russell's full diner recording played. No edits. Elena's bribe attempt. Victor's casual admission of creative editing. Gasps turned to murmurs turned to outrage. A woman in the gallery whispered loudly. He admitted it. Victor's face drained. That was taken without consent. Quiet, the judge snapped. The clip ended on Lily's voice from the school hallway. I'm not broken. The room fell silent. Adrian's lawyer stood. Your Honor, we move to dismiss these filings as frivolous and request sanctions for submitting falsified documents. Victor leaned to his attorney. Whispered urgently. The lawyer nodded. We withdraw the emergency petition, Your Honor, without prejudice. Retreat. Tactical, not surrender. But the damage was live-streamed. Courtroom feed, public access, had been mirrored to X in real time. By the time the judge banged the gavel, motion granted, case dismissed. The clip was already viral. Number courtroom takedown trending worldwide. Outside the courthouse steps, reporters swarmed. Adrian paused at the top. Rain starting again. Russell appeared beside her. You okay? She exhaled. No, but I'm breathing. A reporter shoved a mic forward. Miss Chen, comment on the leaked email. Did you really ignore your daughter's diagnosis? Adrian looked straight into the camera. No script, no polish. I did. I was afraid. Afraid of what it meant for my career, for our future. I was wrong, deeply wrong. Lily isn't a problem to solve or a secret to manage. She's my daughter, brilliant, brave, and I'm going to start acting like her mother instead of her manager. She turned, walked down the steps. Lily waited at the bottom, escorted out early, triceratops in hand. Adrian knelt, rain soaking her dress. Lily stepped forward, placed the toy in her mother's palm again. Then, small miracle, she hugged her. Quick, fierce, cameras flashed. Phones captured, the moment went supernova online. Psychological hammer. Picture being the kid who finally gets seen after years of being managed. What does that hug feel like when it's real? Have you ever waited years for a parent to choose you over image? Tell me in the comments, your stories matter. Russell watched from the side, chest tight. Victor stood apart, watching, face unreadable. Not rage, not defeat. Something colder, calculation. He pulled out his phone, typed fast. Minutes later, a new thread appeared on X from a verified investor account tied to Victor's firm. Whitmore Tech Board considering leadership change amid ongoing scandal. Stability first, backlash incoming. Adrian looked at Russell. They're coming for my job now, he nodded. Then fight dirty or fight clean, but fight. She smiled, small, real. First one he'd seen without armor. But the board email chain was already leaking. Elena Voss, we can't survive another quarter of this. Time for new face. The empire trembled, like if you're rooting for Adrian to finally choose her daughter over the corner office. Share this if corporate greed over kids makes you furious. Subscribe to Millionaire CEO Stories. We don't stop until the truth hits the top floor. Comment, should the board fire her, or is this her redemption moment? Russell's phone buzzed. Caleb's school nurse. Your son saw the courtroom clip. He's asking if Lily is safe. The fight just got personal. That night, as number Whitmore Coupe trended alongside the hug video, Elena Voss called an emergency board meeting. and invited Russell as a surprise witness, setting up a confrontation that would either save Adrian's career or bury it forever in front of live-streamed executives. The emergency board meeting was live-streamed to every executive laptop at 8:03 p.m. Screen title, Leadership Stability, Review Confidential. But nothing stayed confidential anymore. Elena Voss presided from the head of the long glass table, face lit blue by the projector. We convened to discuss the ongoing reputational crisis. Shareholder value has dropped 12% in 72 hours. Sponsors are pulling. The narrative is no longer containable. Adrian sat at the far end, alone, no allies visible, hands folded, no notes. Russell Kane was patched in via video, small window in the corner of every screen. Invited by Elena as key witness. Translation, sacrificial lamb. Victor wasn't there. He didn't need to be. His leaked email thread from earlier that afternoon already did the work. Adrian's judgment compromised. Recommend interim CEO. The chat sidebar exploded. Exec 1, this is career-ending. Exec 2, she brought the janitor in. Insane. Elena cleared her throat. Miss Chen, the board has reviewed the courtroom footage, the diner recording, and the public perception data. Your personal matters have become corporate poison. We need stability. Adrian looked straight into her camera. Stability. Or silence, murmurs rippled through the audio feeds. Russell's voice cut through clean. You invited me here to discredit her. Let's skip the theater. Elena's eyes narrowed. Mr. Kane, you're here because your actions escalated this. You recorded private conversations. You fueled the viral fire. Russell leaned closer to his webcam. Queen's apartment behind him, faint subway rumble audible. I recorded because you tried to bribe me. Because Victor admitted to forging documents, because Adrian finally admitted she failed her daughter and started fixing it. He paused, let it land, then he dropped the bomb. I have the full unedited board Slack from last night, the one where you discussed replacing her before the hearing even ended. Want me to play it? Dead silence on the stream. A junior exec typed frantically. He's bluffing. Russell hit share screen. Audio file loaded. Elena's voice filled every speaker. If we wait for the dust to settle, the stock craters further. Motion to appoint interim leadership tonight. All in favor, a chorus of ayes. Adrian's name wasn't even mentioned, just interim. The recording ended. The chat froze, then detonated. WTF, leaked internal. This is illegal. Fire Elena too, Adrian spoke next. Voice low, lethal. You planned my removal hours after I chose my daughter over optics, before the judge even ruled. Elena recovered fast. That was contingency planning. Standard governance, contingency for a mother hugging her child, Adrian asked. For admitting past mistakes publicly, Russell added fuel. You preach inclusion algorithms, but when inclusion means one autistic girl taking up space. You panic, a board member, older, silver-haired, spoke up. Gerald Pierce, longest serving. Enough, this isn't about one child, it's about billions in market cap. Adrian stood, camera angle low, making her tower. It's always about the money, until it's your kid in the corner. Then suddenly, it's optics. She turned to the lens, straight to the invisible audience, millions watching pirated streams. I built this company believing technology could level the field, but I let the field tilt against my own daughter. I won't do it anymore. If staying CEO means hiding her, then I don't want the job. Gasps. Actual gasps. Russell watched her face. No tears, just steel. Elena slammed a palm on the table. You're resigning? No, Adrian said. I'm forcing the vote. Right now, keep me or fire me, but do it on record. Let the shareholders see who really values people over profit. The room fractured. Half the board shouted objections. Half stared at their screens, calculating. Russell spoke again. Quiet, deadly. Before you vote, know this. Every second of this meeting is being recorded by multiple sources. The diner clip, the courtroom, now this. It's already leaking. Decide carefully. Chat went nuclear. Number boardroom betrayal surged past number CEO mom fail. Live reactions flooded in from pirate streams. She just called their bluff. Resign or riot. Psychological knife twist. Imagine sitting in that boardroom, knowing your entire career hangs on whether you protect a child or protect a stock ticker. Would you vote to fire her or walk out in solidarity? Drop your choice below. What would you do if you were one of them? Elena tried to regain control. We'll recess. Too late. Gerald Pierce stood. I move we table the leadership change and launch an independent review of inclusion practices, starting with how we treat neurodiverse families, including our own CEOs. Seconded. Fast. Vote rushed through. 7 ayes. 4 nays. Elena's face collapsed. Adrian exhaled. First real breath in days. Russell's video feed stayed on. He nodded once. Small, proud. The stream cut, but the clips didn't stop. Within minutes, snippets of Adrian's stand, I won't hide her anymore, were remixed, captioned, shared. millions. Victor texted Adrian, "You just burned the bridge, enjoy the ashes." She didn't reply. Instead, she called Lily's advocate. "Pick her up early tomorrow. We're taking a day. No screens, just us." Russell ended his call. Caleb asleep on the couch, dinosaurs lined up like sentinels. He stared at his phone. The recording, still in his hand, he could delete it. Or upload the rest, choice loomed. Outside Whitmore Tower, protesters gathered. Signs, "Inclusion isn't PR." The coup failed, but the war just heating up. At dawn the next morning, Victor arrived at Adrian's apartment unannounced, with a court order for supervised visitation and a hidden camera already rolling, ready to catch her unstable in 4,000 and turn her redemption into another viral humiliation. The doorbell rang at 7:12 a.m. sharp. Insistent, Adrian opened the door in sweatpants and yesterday's mascara. Victor stood there, court order in one hand, small black device clipped to his lapel, discreet, but the red recording light blinked like a warning. "Supervised visitation," he said smoothly. "Judge approved it last night. I'm here to pick Lily up for the day." Adrian blocked the doorway. "You're not taking her anywhere." Victor lifted the paper. "Legal. And I'm recording for transparency." The camera caught everything. Her defensive stance, the tremor in her hand on the doorframe, the way her eyes darted to the hallway where Lily was eating cereal. He stepped forward. "Don't make this harder. Lily deserves normalcy." Inside, Lily froze mid-spoon, triceratops beside her bowl. Adrian's voice dropped low. "You set this up to catch me slipping, to prove I'm unstable." Victor's smile was thin. "I'm protecting our daughter. You're the one turning every interaction into a spectacle." Nuance sliced through. Victor wasn't gleeful. His shoulders carried the weight of a man who'd convinced himself this was necessary. New wife pregnant again, new life clean. Lily's needs felt like a permanent stain he couldn't scrub, but the camera rolled, every word weaponized. Lily stood, walked to her mother's side. Small hands slipped into Adrian's. Victor's lens zoomed. "See. She's scared of you." Lily looked straight at the camera, voice steady. "I'm not scared, I'm angry." Adrian's breath caught. Lily continued. "You always want me to be quiet, to not flap, to not draw when people are watching. But I'm allowed to be me." Victor's jaw tightened. "This isn't the time." "It is," Lily said, "because you're filming me like I'm evidence." The red light kept blinking. Adrian knelt, met Lily's eyes. "Sweetheart, you don't have to." Lily pulled the triceratops from her pocket, held it up to the camera. "This is my friend. He has 3 horns. He defends like me." Then she turned to Victor. "You left because I'm hard. Mom stayed." Even when it hurt her job. Victor's face flickered, guilt, anger, something raw. The camera caught the crack. Adrian stood, voice shaking but clear. "Turn it off, Victor, or keep rolling. Either way, this ends today." He didn't move, light still on. Adrian reached past him, grabbed her phone from the entry table. Hit record, 2 cameras now, mutual destruction. "You want transparency," she said into her lens. "Here it is. My ex-husband shows up at my door with a hidden camera to catch me being a bad mother. After he forged documents. After he leaked private emails. After he tried to steal custody because our daughter is autistic and doesn't fit his perfect postcard life." Victor stepped back. "Adrian, no," she cut in. "You don't get to hide behind concern anymore. You abandoned therapy when she was 4. You called her a setback. You built a new family that doesn't have to deal with sensory overload or pattern needs. And now you're using a camera to trap me." Lily squeezed her hand tighter. Victor's voice cracked. "I never said setback out loud." "You didn't have to," Adrian replied. "You walked away." The hallway camera, building security, had its own feed. Live. Within minutes, both recordings leaked. Side-by-side edits flooded X split screen. Victor's hidden red light versus Adrian's raw confrontation. Number hidden camera. Dad rocketed to number 1. Clips looped, Lily holding up the triceratops. "He defends like me." Millions watched, shares exploded. Psychological gut wrench. Imagine facing your parent with a camera in your face, knowing every word you say could be used against the one who stayed. Would you speak? Would you freeze? Have you ever had to defend your right to exist in your own home? Pour it out in the comments. This one hurts deep. Victor finally shut off his device, face ashen. I thought this would prove I'm the stable one." Adrian didn't soften. "You proved you're still running." He looked at Lily. "I never wanted to hurt you." Lily met his gaze. "You already did." Victor turned, walked away. No dramatic slam, just quiet footsteps echoing down the hall. Adrian closed the door, leaned against it. Tears came fast. Lily hugged her waist. "Mom, yeah, I'm proud of you." Adrian sank to the floor, held her daughter, rocked slowly. No words, just presence. Outside, the internet burned. Protesters swelled outside Whitmore Tower. Chants. "No more hidden cameras. Kids aren't evidence," board members texted frantically. Elena Voss, "We can't survive this wave." Russell watched the clips from his apartment. Caleb beside him, staring wide-eyed. "She did it," Russell murmured. "She chose." His phone buzzed. Adrian's number. He answered, her voice hoarse, exhausted, alive. Thank you for pushing me, Russell exhaled. You pushed yourself. Pause. Lily wants to thank you too, in person. Russell glanced at Caleb. We'll be there, but as he hung up, a new notification flashed. Victor's law firm just filed a defamation countersuit against both Adrian and Russell. And attached was a still from the hallway camera, Russell standing close to Adrian during the confrontation. Caption in the filing: inappropriate relationship influencing custody decisions. The next blow already loaded. The defamation suit landed like napalm, and the final board vote was hours away. By evening, Victor's defamation filing went public, complete with paparazzi photos of Russell entering Adrian's building earlier that week. And the internet turned on them both, branding it an affair scandal that threatened to erase every inch of progress and force Adrian into the ultimate choice: protect her daughter or save what remained of her empire. Paparazzi swarmed like locusts at 6:42 p.m. Flashbulbs detonated the moment Adrian stepped out of her building with Lily's hand in hers. Miss Chen. Is the affair real? Russell Kane, lover or manipulator? Comment on the defamation suit. Cameras shoved forward, lenses inches from Lily's face. The girl froze, hands flew up, flapping fast, protective circles. Triceratops dropped to the sidewalk. Adrian scooped her daughter close. Back off, but the pack pressed tighter. Phones recording vertical video. Live streams already ticking up. Russell arrived seconds later, Caleb in tow, both in hoodies. He'd come to talk strategy. Not this. He pushed through. Give them space, a photographer sneered. The janitor boyfriend shows up. Perfect timing. Lily whimpered, buried her face in Adrian's coat. Sensory overload hitting critical. Adrian's voice cracked. She's 10, she's autistic, stop filming her. The plea only fueled them. More flashes, more shouts. Russell knelt, shielded Lily with his body. Hey bud, look at me, just me. Lily peeked out, recognized him. Breathing slowed fractionally. Caleb, 8, dinosaur-obsessed, quiet, stepped forward, held out his brachiosaurus. For her, friend's help. Lily took it, small fingers closed around the toy. The moment caught on 50 lenses, instant gold. But the headlines were already writing themselves. Number CEO Janitor affair exploded. Side-by-side photos. Russell entering Adrian's building days earlier, innocent consultation. Now him shielding her daughter, cropped tight. Context stripped. Victor's defamation filing gained rocket fuel. Inappropriate relationship influencing custody, now read as secret romance destroying family stability. Online mobs divided fast. Half screamed. She's using the janitor to play victim. Half roared. Paparazzi harassing an autistic child? Jail them. Russell pulled out his phone, started live streaming. This is what happens when you stand up. They turn it into clickbait. His feed hit 200,000 viewers in minutes. Adrian joined the frame, Lily between them. Caleb holding her other hand, 4 figures against the flashing storm. She spoke directly to camera. There is no affair. Russell helped me see what I was doing wrong. He's a friend, a good man, and right now, he's protecting my daughter from grown adults who think her meltdown is content. Lily looked up at the lens, voice tiny but clear. Stop hurting my eyes. The words landed like a slap. Viewers flooded comments, protect the kid. This is child abuse, boycott the paps, but damage spread. Stock alerts pinged again, down another 3%. Inside Adrian's apartment minutes later, door barricaded with a chair, the 4 of them sat on the floor. Lily rocked gently, toys lined in front of her. Pattern restored. Caleb arranged his dinosaurs beside hers. Parallel play. Silent solidarity. Adrian leaned against the wall, exhausted. They're going to say we're together, that I'm unstable, that I'm using you. Russell met her eyes. Let them. Truth wins long-term. She laughed hollow. Long-term. Board's voting tomorrow on my removal. Victor's countersuit drops next week. I could lose everything. Nuance in her voice, fear, yes, but also relief. No more pretending. Russell reached, hesitated, then rested his hand near hers. Not touching, offering. You already lost the fake version of everything, he said. What's left is real. Lily looked between them. Are you friends? Adrian smiled, small, genuine. Yes. Good friends? Caleb added quietly. Friends help when it's loud. Outside, chants grew. Protesters now outnumbered paparazzi. Signs, leave the kids alone. Number protect Lily. 1 viral clip dominated feeds. The 4 of them on the sidewalk. Russell shielding, Adrian pleading, Lily's stop hurting my eyes, Caleb offering the toy. Remixed with slow motion. Emotional piano overlay. Millions wept. Millions raged. Psychological wrecking ball. Imagine your child's worst sensory moment turned into global entertainment. Would you scream, cry, or fight? Have you ever had your pain or your kids mined for views? Spill it in the comments. Your anger fuels change. Adrian's phone buzzed. Elena Voss, she answered on speaker. Adrian, Elena said, voice strained. The votes accelerated. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. they want you gone, but the shareholder backlash is unprecedented. Petitions, boycotts. Your hug clip and this sidewalk video are trending higher than the scandal, Adrian exhaled. Then let them vote, Russell spoke up. Tell them one thing from me, Elena hesitated. Go on, if they fire her for choosing her daughter, every neurodiverse employee walks, every ally quits, the inclusive brand dies overnight. Silence on the line. Elena whispered, I'll pass it along. Call ended. Adrian looked at Russell. You just threatened my own company. I threatened the parts that deserve to burn, he replied. Lily tugged Adrian's sleeve. Mom, can Caleb stay for dinner? Adrian glanced at Russell. Soft nod. Yeah, she said. He can stay. Outside, the crowd swelled. Candles lit. Chants turned to songs, but Victor watched from across the street. Hood up, phone in hand. He hit send on one last email to a tabloid contact. Attachment. Old photo of Adrian and Russell at that long-ago university conference. Smiling, close, caption draft, the beginning of the end, the next wave was already rising, like if this sidewalk stand gave you goosebumps. Share if paparazzi crossing lines enrages you. Subscribe to Millionaire CEO Stories. The vote tomorrow decides everything. Comment, fire Adrian or rally behind her. Your voice matters. The boardroom loomed. One vote, one photo. One empire on the brinks. At 9:58 a.m. the next morning, as the board convened behind closed doors, an anonymous whistleblower dropped the full unedited conference photo plus emails proving Victor had paid a private investigator to tail Adrian for months, turning the affair, narrative inside out and igniting the final explosive shareholder revolt that could either crown Adrian untouchable or leave her, and everyone she loved, completely exposed. At 9:58 a.m., the boardroom doors were still locked when the anonymous drop hit every major news outlet and X simultaneously. Subject line, Whitmore Tech, the real story behind the affair smear. Attachment, zipped folder. 47 files, emails, invoices, timestamps, geotagged photos. First file opened by Millions, a 2018 invoice from a private investigation firm, paid by Victor Hale's venture capital account, monthly retainer, target. Adrian Chen, surveillance logs detailed tailing her for 6 months, coffee runs, therapy appointments for Lily, late-night office lights. Even a grainy shot of her meeting Russell at that old university conference 8 years ago. Not romantic, professional, a panel discussion on neurodiversity parenting, but cropped and leaked, it looked intimate. Next file, Victor's email to the pie firm 3 weeks ago. Need dirt on the janitor. Anything. Relationship angle preferred. Payment confirmation followed. $15,000 wired the same day the first affair photo surfaced. The internet detonated. Number Victor paid to stalk trended before the board even sat down. Live streams of the board meeting, someone inside leaking again, showed Elena Voss opening her laptop mid-gavel, face draining of color as notifications flooded. Turn it off, she hissed to an aide. Too late. The room's projector mirrored her screen, the zip file headline visible to every executive camera. Adrian, seated at the end of the table, didn't smile, she just exhaled. Long, slow. Russell watched from his patched-in feed, Caleb at school. He'd told his son today might be loud again. Inside the boardroom, Gerald Pierce stood first. This changes everything. Elena tried to pivot. We need to verify. Verify? Gerald cut in. Victor Hale funded a smear campaign against our CEO, against his own daughter's mother. While we sat here debating her stability, murmurs turned to shouts. A younger board member, tech founder, neurodiverse herself, slammed her tablet down. I'm done. If we let this stand, we're complicit. I move we reject any leadership change and open an ethics investigation into Victor Hale's influence on this board. Seconded instantly. Vote rushed. Unanimous. Adrian stayed seated. No victory fist, just quiet. Thank you, she said, voice barely above whisper, but the cameras caught her eyes glistening, not from defeat, from something heavier, relief mixed with grief for the years lost to this machine. Outside Whitmore Tower, the protest crowd swelled to thousands. Phones up. Chanting shifted. Victor must go. No more stalking CEOs. The whistleblower's drop included one final file, audio from Victor's own office. Him on a call with his lawyer. If we can paint her as unstable and sleeping with the help, custody's mine. Brand damage is collateral. Cold, calculated, humanized only by the faint tremor in his voice when he added, Lily deserves better than chaos. Even there, self-delusion wrapped in warped love. The clip looped endlessly. Rage tsunami. Psychological sledgehammer. Imagine discovering your ex paid strangers to follow you for years, to twist innocent moments into weapons, to hurt the child you share. How deep would that betrayal cut? Have you ever been stalked, digitally or physically, by someone who claimed to care? Drop your truth below. No judgment, just solidarity. Inside Adrian's apartment minutes later, door barricaded with a chair, the four of them sat on the floor. Lily rocked gently, toys lined in front of her, pattern restored, Caleb arranged his dinosaurs beside hers. Parallel play. Silent solidarity. Adrian leaned against the wall, exhausted. They're going to say we're together, that I'm unstable, that I'm using you. Russell met her eyes. Let them. Truth wins long-term. She laughed hollow. Long-term. Board's voting tomorrow on my removal. Victor's countersuit drops next week. I could lose everything. Nuance in her voice, fear, yes, but also relief. No more pretending. Russell reached, hesitated, then rested his hand near hers. Not touching, offering. You already lost the fake version of everything, he said. What's left is real. Lily looked between them. Are you friends? Adrian smiled, small, genuine. Yes. Good friends? Caleb added quietly. Friends help when it's loud. Outside, chants grew. Protesters now outnumbered paparazzi. Signs, leave the kids alone. Number protect Lily. One viral clip dominated feeds. The four of them on the sidewalk. Russell shielding, Adrian pleading, Lily's stop hurting my eyes, Caleb offering the toy. Remixed with slow motion. Emotional piano overlay. Millions wept. Millions raged. Psychological wrecking ball. Imagine your child's worst sensory moment turned into global entertainment. Would you scream, cry, or fight? Have you ever had your pain or your kids mined for views? Spill it in the comments. Your anger fuels change. Adrian's phone buzzed. Elena Voss, she answered on speaker. Adrian, Elena said, voice strained. The votes accelerated. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. they want you gone, but the shareholder backlash is unprecedented. Petitions, boycotts. Your hug clip and this sidewalk video are trending higher than the scandal. Adrian exhaled. Then let them vote. Russell spoke up. Tell them one thing from me. Elena hesitated. Go on, if they fire her for choosing her daughter, every neurodiverse employee walks. Every ally quits. The inclusive brand dies overnight. Silence on the line. Elena whispered, I'll pass it along. Call ended. Adrian looked at Russell. You just threatened my own company. I threatened the parts that deserve to burn, he replied. Lily tugged Adrian's sleeve. Mom, can Caleb stay for dinner? Adrian glanced at Russell. Soft nod. Yeah, she said. He can stay. Outside, the crowd swelled. Candles lit. Chants turned to songs, but Victor watched from across the street. Hood up, phone in hand. He hit send on one last email to a tabloid contact. Attachment. Old photo of Adrian and Russell at that long-ago university conference. Smiling, close, caption draft, the beginning of the end, the next wave was already rising, like if this sidewalk stand gave you goosebumps. Share if paparazzi crossing lines enrages you. Subscribe to Millionaire CEO Stories. The vote tomorrow decides everything. Comment, fire Adrian or rally behind her. Your voice matters. The boardroom loomed. One vote, one photo. One empire on the brinks. At 9:58 a.m. the next morning, as the board convened behind closed doors, an anonymous whistleblower dropped the full unedited conference photo plus emails proving Victor had paid a private investigator to tail Adrian for months, turning the affair, narrative inside out, and igniting the final. Explosive shareholder revolt that could either crown Adrian untouchable or leave her, and everyone she loved, completely exposed. At 9:58 a.m., the boardroom doors were still locked when the anonymous drop hit every major news outlet and X simultaneously. Subject line, Whitmore Tech, the real story behind the affair smear. Attachment, zipped folder. 47 files, emails, invoices, timestamps, geotagged photos. First file opened by Millions, a 2018 invoice from a private investigation firm, paid by Victor Hale's venture capital account, monthly retainer, target. Adrian Chen, surveillance logs detailed tailing her for 6 months, coffee runs, therapy appointments for Lily, late-night office lights. Even a grainy shot of her meeting Russell at that old university conference 8 years ago. Not romantic, professional, a panel discussion on neurodiversity parenting, but cropped and leaked, it looked intimate. Next file, Victor's email to the pie firm 3 weeks ago. Need dirt on the janitor. Anything. Relationship angle preferred. Payment confirmation followed. $15,000 wired the same day the first affair photo surfaced. The internet detonated. Number Victor paid to stalk trended before the board even sat down. Live streams of the board meeting, someone inside leaking again, showed Elena Voss opening her laptop mid-gavel, face draining of color as notifications flooded. Turn it off, she hissed to an aide. Too late. The room's projector mirrored her screen, the zip file headline visible to every executive camera. Adrian, seated at the end of the table, didn't smile, she just exhaled. Long, slow. Russell watched from his patched-in feed, Caleb at school. He'd told his son today might be loud again. Inside the boardroom, Gerald Pierce stood first. This changes everything. Elena tried to pivot. We need to verify. Verify? Gerald cut in. Victor Hale funded a smear campaign against our CEO, against his own daughter's mother. While we sat here debating her stability, murmurs turned to shouts. a younger board member, tech founder, neurodiverse herself, slammed her tablet down. I'm done. If we let this stand, we're complicit. I move we reject any leadership change and open an ethics investigation into Victor Hale's influence on this board. Seconded instantly. Vote rushed. Unanimous. Adrian stayed seated. No victory fist, just quiet. Thank you, she said, voice barely above whisper, but the cameras caught her eyes glistening, not from defeat, from something heavier, relief mixed with grief for the years lost to this machine. Outside Whitmore Tower, the protest crowd swelled to thousands. Phones up. Chanting shifted. Victor must go. No more stalking CEOs. The whistleblower's drop included one final file, audio from Victor's own office. Him on a call with his lawyer. If we can paint her as unstable and sleeping with the help, custody's mine. Brand damage is collateral. Cold, calculated, humanized only by the faint tremor in his voice when he added, Lily deserves better than chaos. Even there, self-delusion wrapped in warped love. The clip looped endlessly. Rage tsunami. Psychological sledgehammer. Imagine discovering your ex paid strangers to follow you for years, to twist innocent moments into weapons, to hurt the child you share. How deep would that betrayal cut? Have you ever been stalked, digitally or physically, by someone who claimed to care? Drop your truth below. No judgment, just solidarity.